What's up everyone, and welcome back to the 12th tutorial in the series. In this video we're going to be discussing default arguments in functions. This is 4.7.1 in the Python 3 documentation if you want to go there and follow along. So first thing is I'm going to define a function like we did last time, and we're going to do it just like we did last time, where you have whatever variable you want to pass through or whatever you want to name it. So in this case it's prompt. That's going to be what we ask the person. So basically with this function, what we're going to do is they define a question that you want to ask or pass through. And so their example, they said, do you really want to quit? And then the user has a chance to respond back and say yes or no. And then you move forward from there. And so what we're going to do that's new is a default argument. So what we're doing here is we're adding a second argument with retries, and then we're immediately setting it to 4. That's the default value. So the way that's going to work, hang on, I'll just back up. So the way that's going to work is we're going to make all of this code, and then when we call ask okay, we're going to pass in a prompt like they do, where you say, do you really want to quit? And we can pass just this even though the function has 2 arguments, and since we're not adding anything in, it's going to immediately assume that it is 4 that we're looking for. But if we want to change it, we still have that ability. So let's say we want to do 15 or something like that. That's how we're going to pass the function, or that's what we're going to pass into the function, and it's going to rewrite the default of 4. And so I'm going to go ahead and type this out and explain while I go. So we're putting it in a while loop. As long as it is true, we're going to keep running the code. And then we're doing input. If you guys don't remember that, input is basically, it's going to print out whatever this prompt is, and then it's going to stop and allow the user to type back and enter whatever they want to enter. So in our case it's going to be yes or no or anything else, but we have to write code to handle what they're going to do, and it's going to assign it to the variable okay. So then we're going to have the condition of if okay in y ye yes. And so I don't know if we've covered in yet, but the way in works is basically, it's exactly like what it sounds like. So if okay in y ye yes. So basically if it has any of these combinations, then it's going to come out as true, and we're going to go to that branch. So what we're going to do is we're going to return true, and now we're going to do the negative condition. So if they type in n, no, nope, or nop, then nope, then we are going to return false, false. And then what we are going to do is we are going to decrement retries. So we're going to do retries equals retries minus 1. So every time it goes through the loop, it's going to subtract 1 from retries. And if we're starting at 4, that means that they're going to get 4 tries to get something that's any combination of these 2, because those are our only valid arguments. And so what we're going to do is if retries is less than 0, then we are going to raise an error. We haven't covered errors, but they're pretty self-explanatory. I'll probably be covering them in the future, but right now don't really worry about it. basically you can just raise an error, and that's going to be what it tells you when the program runs into that condition. So now we can call our program. I'm going to set this to, I'm just going to clear that. I'm going to leave it empty, and I can run now. It says, do you really want to quit? And we can type in, let's type in just garbage first. Hang on. We're missing a reminder. Let's try this again. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to type in garbage, and it says, please try again. Garbage, garbage, garbage. And then it runs into our error because we exceeded our number of retries we could do. And so in the different case, where we do anything reasonable, we can type in no, and it immediately ends the program, and it returns false. So that's how we pass through functions or default arguments. And so, like we showed last time, it allowed us to do 3 or 4 retries. And so if we do 3 this time, it's only going to give us 3 retries because we changed the argument. And then on top of that, we can put another comma, and we can change what the default is for the reminder, because right now the default is please try again. I'm just going to type in you messed up. And then you can see it changed it to you messed up instead of please try again. And now it's only going to give us 3 retries. That is, I think that's going to be it for default arguments today. In the next one, we are going to be discussing keyword arguments, sometimes called kwargs.